Before we dive into the quarterback controversy brewing in Indianapolis, please hit that like button on the video to help us get this news out to more fans, and drop your name and city in the comments below. I want to see exactly where the Indianapolis Colts fanbase is tuned in from today. The situation in Indianapolis has escalated from a fascinating experiment to a critical franchise dilemma following the events of Monday Night Football. The Colts' demoralizing 48-27 loss to the San Francisco 49ers has extended their losing streak to 5 consecutive games, placing the organization in a precarious position where they must balance the fading mathematical reality of the playoffs against the urgent need for future roster evaluation. Philip Rivers, who was signed out of retirement in Week 15 to much fanfare, has now started 2 games for the franchise, and unfortunately, the team has lost both contests. While the offense has had moments of competency, the results simply haven't been there, and the late-game appearance of rookie quarterback Riley Leonard against San Francisco has ignited a firestorm of speculation regarding the team's plans for Week 17. The central question facing head coach Shane Steichen is whether to stick with the veteran Rivers, who provides the highest theoretical floor for a win-now approach, or to pivot to Leonard, the rookie from Notre Dame, to see what the team has for the 2026 season and beyond. To understand the gravity of this decision, we have to look at the internal dynamics of the Colts facility. My sources tell me that the coaching staff is acutely aware that they have not been mathematically eliminated from the postseason. Despite the 5-game skid, Indianapolis currently trails the Houston Texans for the AFC's number 7 seed by just 2 games. Crucially, the Colts are scheduled to play the Texans in Week 18. This quirk in the schedule creates a scenario where, if the Colts can defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars this week and the Texans falter against the Los Angeles Chargers, that final regular season game becomes a de facto play-in game for the postseason. This lingering hope is the primary driver behind the expectation that Philip Rivers will likely remain the starter. Steichen was incredibly direct when the team signed Rivers, stating on the record, "We didn't bring him in here to sit on the bench." That sentiment likely still holds true as long as the playoffs are a possibility. Steichen is a competitor, and the idea of waving the white flag while a path exists is contrary to his nature. However, we have to analyze the counter-argument that is gaining traction among analysts and potentially within the Colts front office. The reality is that Philip Rivers is 44 years old and has committed to retiring to retirement after the 2025 season. He is not the future of this franchise. Furthermore, the quarterback room is in a state of flux. Daniel Jones, who was playing terrific football before suffering a season-ending Achilles injury, is set to be a free agent. Anthony Richardson, the dynamic former first-round pick, has been sidelined for months with a severe orbital fracture suffered in a bizarre pre-game incident, and his durability remains a significant lingering concern for the front office. Richardson has made progress in his recovery, but he is not ready to save the season. This leaves Riley Leonard as the only healthy quarterback under contract who could theoretically be a part of the long-term solution. Leonard has already seen action this year, stepping in against the Jaguars earlier in the season when Jones went down, throwing for 145 yards and rushing for a touchdown. While his stats were modest, the experience was invaluable. There is a strong logic that suggests getting Leonard 2 full games of starting experience against high-caliber defenses like the Jaguars and Texans would provide general manager Chris Ballard with essential data to make informed decisions in the upcoming offseason. If the Colts continue with Rivers and miss the playoffs, they will have effectively spent the final weeks of the season on a nostalgia tour that yielded no long-term benefits. Conversely, playing Leonard offers a clear developmental upside. The Colts must also consider the human element. Rivers left his life as a high school coach and father of 10 children to make this run. Benching him after 2 weeks might be seen as a disrespect to a future Hall of Famer, yet the business of winning games must take precedence. The challenge for Week 17 is massive. The Colts are hosting the AFC South leading Jacksonville Jaguars, a team fresh off a statement victory over the Denver Broncos. The Jaguars are motivated to lock up their seeding, making this a formidable test for whoever is under center. If Rivers starts, he faces a relentless pass rush without the mobility he once had. If Leonard starts, he faces a complex defensive scheme that could confuse a rookie. The defense's performance against San Francisco, surrendering 48 points, also provides context. Perhaps no quarterback could have won that game. This defensive collapse might actually shield Rivers from some of the blame, allowing Steichen to justify giving the veteran one more shot. Ultimately, I believe the decision will come down to the team's medical and competitive assessment later this week. If there is even a 1% chance at the playoffs, expect Rivers to be QB1. But if the team decides that the 5-game losing streak is indicative of a broken season, we could see a swift transition to Leonard. It is a defining moment for the current regime. Are they chasing a miracle with a legend, or building a foundation with a rookie? The answer will tell us everything we need to know about the state of the Indianapolis Colts. I want to turn this over to you, the fans, because this affects your team's future. Do you believe Shane Steichen should ride with Philip Rivers until the bitter end, or is it time to see what Riley Leonard can do as the starter? Let me know your honest opinion in the comments.